So today you're all going to learn how to make compost. Okay? Compost is the very best fertilizer you can possibly use. And when I look at where we make compost, our compost making stations, I call it the engine room. You know, the engine room on a big ship is where the engines are that make the boat go. The pistons go and the rotors go, and then the boat moves. Okay? For us, the engine room is the compost making station. Without it, nothing moves. You understand? Because you have to put something in the soil if you're going to expect anything out of it. Okay? So I'm very excited that we're making our first compost pile at Inundo Model Farm. I'm more excited that you are here to learn. Okay. 5 ingredients to make good quality compost, like baking a cake. Okay? What are the 5 ingredients? Water. Sorry? Greens? Green material. Okay, you see the big pile of greens here. Okay? Dry and woody. Okay, so come have a look. Okay, so here we have woody material. Woody can be sticks, right? Stick material. It can be, if you have dry maize stalks, maize cobs, branches. Okay, generally you don't want them thicker than your finger. Okay, there's a few here that are thicker, but I'm still using these because these branches are very soft. Okay, they're going to break down. It's the thick, hard ones that you don't want. Okay. When you use stick material like this, you don't want them longer than your arm. So as we make this pile, if you find long sticks, make sure you cut or break them. Okay. There's cutting materials there. We don't want long pieces. Why? It's because we're going to turn the pile in 3 days' time. And turning a pile with long branches is nasty work. It's not fun. Okay, so that makes it easier to turn. The woody pile, the woody material gives bulk. It helps to let air go into the pile, and it encourages fungus growth. Okay, there's 2 things that we really want in the compost: bacteria and fungus. Okay, woody. Then we have dry material. Your dries are your browns, but they're not woody, they're not sticks, they're not branches. Okay? So anything dry grass, dry leaves, dry weeds, okay? But when you look at it, it's brown. It's not green. Okay? And then the biggest pile, or the biggest component, is your green material. And that's why it's the biggest pile that we have, because most of this material is going to be your greens, and this might not even be enough. As we make the pile, we might be sending you out to gather even more greens. It looks like a lot, but you're going to see we're going to use it all up. Okay.
And what's the greens for?
So the greens encourage your bacterial growth, and one of the reasons they do that is because there's sugars in it, not like the sugar you put in your tea, a different kind of sugar. Okay, but this feeds the bacteria. Okay, along with feeding the bacteria is your manure. So we have some of the bags here, and we'll bring the rest of those bags there. We're going to use it all. Okay, this came from across the road. It's horse manure mixed with wood shavings. So some of what's in here is also dry as well, some of the dries. Okay. But a lot of this is horse manure. The horse manure provides nitrogen to the bacteria and the fungus that are going to break the compost down. What is compost? Compost, or in Zulu, I use the word imbunde, is decomposed organic material. Now, organic is just a fancy word for it used to be living. We've cut it and now we're using it. Okay, all of this plant material, all of this organic material, the manure, When it decomposes, it becomes compost. You understand? And then the last material is water. Everything we put on the pile, we're going to soak first and put it in the pile. Luckily, this manure is already wet from last night's rain. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to build a pile as we go. We're going to do a layer of woody, and then a layer of dry, and then a layer of greens, and then manure. Repeat in layers all the way up to the top. The reason we do it in layers is to get the right amounts of everything. And so we get some browns and some greens and some all throughout the pile, and then when we turn it in 3 days, everything gets mixed up. But it's so that we get, when you bake a cake, you have the right ratios, right? You've got your 3 cups of flour and your 2 cups of water and your 4 eggs or whatever it is, the right amounts. It's the same with making a compost pile. You need the right amounts of all the different kinds. And so we build it in different thicknesses of layers to get the ratios or the amounts between the ingredients right. Want a flat pile as we go, all the way to the corners, all the way to the sides, all the way up. That's 10 centimeters. Okay, so it's a thin layer of woody on the bottom, 5 centimeters. Okay, after that, 15 centimeters of dry. Okay, so 10 plus another half. 15 centimeters, it's not exact. We're not going to take a measuring tape and be exact. It's not important that we're exact, it's important that we're close. 15 centimeters of dry, followed by 20 centimeters of green, followed by 3, maybe 4 bags of manure on top, spread out. And then you repeat, woody, dry, green, manure, woody, dry, green, manure, woody, dry, green, manure.